Understand those rights.
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Mr. Watson, your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2,
Yes, sir.
and is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and to ask your attorneys any questions you have about it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No, sir.
Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial on your case?
Yes, sir.
And by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any other questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there is a sufficient factual basis for me to accept this simple battery charge?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you want to enter a guilty plea to that simple battery charge your attorney stipulated the factual basis on? Mr. Watson? Do you want to enter a guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna find that with Mr. Charles's stipulations, the factual basis, and Mr. Watson's request to enter a guilty plea, that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation, I'll follow it. I only have one question though. I have you two ways in my system. One is Claude Watson and one is Claude Watson Jr. Are you a junior?
Yes.
And do you have a middle name?
No.
Okay, so it's Claude, no middle name, Watson Jr. is the correct spelling and everything of your name.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just gonna update that. Okay, that's fine. And then, Mr. Watson, and Mr. Charles, do you have anything you wish to add before I sentence?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Is the middle of your social 7-6? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hard to read. All right, now, Mr. Watson, the sentence of the court is as follows. On 23 SR 1045 from June 12th of 2023, the simple battery charge is, I'm gonna find you guilty. Eminently for record, it is not a family violence charge, just in case there's a question on it. It's 12 months probation, $590 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. There'll be $50 per month supervision fee. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $25 intake fee. $50 one-time payment to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney. 20 hours of community service work at a rate of no less than 6 hours per week. No contact with Tammy Miller. And that's the sentence of the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember me talking about habeas earlier this morning?
Yes, sir.
You remember reading about it right there on the back of the right sheet?
Yes, sir.
Can I answer any questions for you about anything before you and I part ways?
Sir.
Okay. Then I'm going to have Mr. Phillips walk you out those double doors and have you go meet with probation, and best of luck to you. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna step off the bench until 10:30. Again, please, I'm begging you, whichever one of you is gonna volunteer to go to jail, please reconsider that decision. And I will see all of you at 10:30. Remember, the instructions are very simple. Step to the restroom, get back to your seats. It's as simple as that. All right, that's it. 10:30 recess. Everybody, let's go to order. All right, so we had a case that was ready a little early, and Ms. McCoy has a place to be, so we're going to get this taken care of and get her out the door. So, Mr. Sanders, please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Judge.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Charles Ray Sanders III.
Okay, Mr. Sanders, you are here today on three cases, 22 SR 1593, 1594, and 1595. Am I correct that you were here on time for court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sanders, your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver, and it's one right sheet for both of the cases we're entering pleas on, which are 93 and 95. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2,
Yes, sir.
and is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No, sir.
Did you have a chance to ask your attorney, Ms. McCoy, anything you needed to know about this document?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you had all the time that you need to speak with Ms. McCoy about all aspects of your cases?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job she's done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a jury trial on each of your cases.
Yes, sir.
And by entering this plea, there will be no trial and these cases will all be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Sanders, do you have any questions for me about anything on this attorney-defendant plea rights waiver or anything else before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No, sir.
All right. Ms. McCoy, starting with 22 SR 1593, do you stipulate that there is a sufficient factual basis for me to accept this theft by receiving plea from November 26th of 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Sanders, do you wish to enter a guilty plea to that charge?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Sanders, Ms. McCoy, back to you. On 22 SR 1595, do you stipulate to the, does he qualify for a NOLO on this suspended license?
We didn't think so.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make certain that you knew it was available. Do you stipulate the factual basis on the suspended license charge from May 29th of 21?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to enter a guilty plea to that charge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find between Ms. McCoy's stipulations and Mr. Sanders' request to enter guilty pleas, I'm going to find that there's enough for me to accept these pleas on both cases. I'm going to find that Mr. Sanders is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving his rights to enter this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Ms. McCoy, anything you wish to add?
Your Honor, the only thing I would wish to add is that is just that the court please accept the negotiated sentence, because Mr. Sanders has resolved the driving while license has been revoked. He has stable employment. These charges were from more than 2 years ago, so since that time he's obtained stable employment. He has his daughter 70% of the time, and he's doing very well, so we would appreciate the court's consideration in accepting that negotiated sentence.
Okay, which I will do. So, all right. So, Mr. Sanders, any questions about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
I feel the need to disclose the fact that Mr. Sanders, I represented him in my previous life as a defense attorney, and I just realized that I know that, and you know that, and of course he knows that, but nobody else does. So, I'm just going to put that on the record that was probably almost 14 years ago.
13.
Yeah, so it's a long time ago, and obviously nothing to do with these, but anytime I have an old client come up, I always just try to acknowledge that and say that that was part of my life prior to here.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, everybody ready for new sentence? You ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Mr. Sanders, starting with 22 SR 1593 from November 26th of 2020, count 1, theft by receiving, guilty, 12 months, 590 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Wait a minute, how many of those, Ms. McCoy, are these
Concurrent,
concurrent, but, is the suspended license does not have any sort of early termination lineup next to it. Is it, in other words, if I don't check some box here, he's gonna have to report for the full 12 months. But is the theft one a full 12 months reporting?
it is, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna simplify our lives a little bit. I'm gonna mark the suspended license case as a terminate upon completion. That just simplifies probation's life just a little bit. It doesn't change his terms substantially, but it simplifies the procedural posture. So, all right, back to the theft by receiving case, 22 SR 1593. I'm going to find him guilty, 12 months, 590. Show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, and no contact with William Hughes. All right, that's the sentence of the court on 22 SR 1593. All right, moving on to 22 SR 1595. Count one, suspended license. I'm going to find you guilty. It's 12 months probation. $742.50 is your fine. Show you valid license to probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. This is an additional $25 intake fee, but the $50 supervision fee is one fee across both cases. So 2 intake fees, 1 supervision fee. And then I put this one as terminated upon completion. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights on the traffic case, 12 months if you want to use your habeas on the theft case. I'm going to sign the dismissal or null pros on 22 SR 1594 pursuant to plea negotiations. So that goes to Erica, and all 3 of your cases are now closed. Anything else, Mr. McCoy, before you and I part ways?
That is it, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sanders, anything else before we part ways?
Said Judge.
Okay. Did y'all get a chance? We're off record. We just rolled the iPads out yesterday. Did y'all get a chance to try those out and use those back there?
I just did.
Did it work okay for you?
See how it works.
Okay, we're very pleased with it, but we're always looking for feedback if anybody needs anything, so. All right, Mr. Sanders.
It was
Ms.
quicker
McCoy.
too.
Great to see you.
Thank you.